Hi. You'll have to excuse the weather. It's raining where I'm at now, and I'm also having a sinus headache here, so you have to excuse me. I mostly talk about gun reviews. Yeah, I have that many guns. Knife reviews, self-defense, high-profile cases, high-profile shootings. Okay, and this is a little off the topic for me, but I feel that I have to talk about it. Transgenderism in young children, or specifically young children. Now, I'm going to put a link down below to Tucker Carlson talking to a woman who was the head of the American Pediatrics Association. Okay, I don't know her exact job title, the exact name of the organization, but she's the head pediatrician in the country. Pediatricians have this league they belong to, and she's the head of that. And every doctor has a league. The dentists have a league. You know, the chiropractors have a league. You know, if you're a doctor, you have a league somewhere, or an association, or a guild you belong to somewhere. Psychiatry, psychology, you all belong to something. Now, pediatricians are general practice doctors, but they're general practice doctors who go out of their way to work with patients that are between birth and 17 years old. And they have specific training, and you know, a lot of doctors know a lot about, say, the throat, but they don't know as much about the throat as the ear, nose, and throat doctor does. Okay, a lot of doctors know about your skin, but they don't know as much about your skin as a dermatologist does. Okay, so they are the specialist doctors. They specialize in childhood development, and they act mostly as general practice doctors for children between birth and 17 years old. And this woman was saying that she has seen transgenderism enforced and imposed on young children. Now, there are many sexual identity crises and disorders. Okay, drag queens are people that maybe 100% heterosexual, but they dress up as women for fun. Like Dennis Rodman did a couple times. RuPaul's gay, I think. Yeah, RuPaul's gay. But you know, transgender. You might have a transgender guy that dresses up as a woman and doesn't act and goes home to be with his wife and kids at the end of the night. Okay, he has the drag queen act. Okay, there are also transvestites. Transvestites dress in the opposite clothing to achieve sexual satisfaction. Example, we're gonna go here. Golden Girl is from the 1980s. It was a sitcom about a mother, elderly woman, daughter, and their two friends living together in Miami, Florida. Estelle Getty played the mother of one of the women, but she was a couple years younger, and they made her up a little older. And her character's backstory was she was in the 1980s, an 80-year-old plus woman. So that's puts her birth at the turn of the century. In Sicily, American immigrant from Sicily to America. Okay, and she had a son who was almost never mentioned in the show, almost never seen in the show. These are retired women living in Miami, Florida. They come from all over the country. Okay, all right, and her son, which is the daughter's brother, obviously on the show, was a transvestite. He was heterosexual, married with children, but he would go in behind closed doors like a woman. And she was proud that he had given her grandchildren, and she loved her grandchildren, but she was always uncomfortable with this problem her son had. And the son ended up dying on the show. And after the funeral, they're at the house in the living room, and it's the woman living in the house and the daughter-in-law. And she gets this realization that, you know, he was my little boy and now he's gone. And she realizes that she should have loved him more. She shouldn't have showed how ashamed she was as much as she did. Okay? That's transvestite. A transgender person is a person that believes in their brain that they were made the wrong gender. You want to call it science, you want to call it religion, and you want to call it God, you want to call it the force, okay? Whatever mystical things guide the universe made them a certain way, and they feel that was a mistake, they should be the different way. So they identify as that gender. And they sometimes, those are the thing about the transgender bathroom we're talking about, okay? I talked about that a while ago. And they identify as the gender, they dress up in the gender's clothing, they change their name legally sometimes, and nowadays we have more advancements and they can get a full-fledged surgical procedure to become that gender entirely. Look at Bruce Jenner. Now, most mentally ill people are not dangerous. Mentally ill people are more likely to become the victim of a crime rather than the subject of a crime. But these individuals feel they want to transition into a different body. And the medication costs, I've heard estimates of $1,200 a month, if not more. There are multiple surgeries involved. The medication wreaks havoc on the body. The surgery wreaks havoc on the body. And you can watch this interview with the pediatrician. She said if the medication is introduced too early in life, it can render the kid sterile, the person sterile. The medication does render you sterile. It does render you sterile. Because you're reversing the effects. You know, your body is this way. The medication is chemically reversing your effects entirely. And the surgery is physically transforming your body into what you want to be. And it is an irreversible process. Now, people, when I was growing up at least, and I'm only 35. When I was growing up, the message to people was to be happy with yourself. There was a commercial where a girl, and the girl was about 10, so maybe I'm a year younger than she is, I don't know. She's about 10 years old. And she's in her bedroom, looking at the mirror, and she's looking at a poster on this wall, this beautiful woman. Oh my God, how beautiful. I'll never be as good as you. And then the magic portal opens up, because in the 1990s there was always a magical portal. We had a lot of them around in the 90s. And the magical portal opens up, and this woman comes out. The woman was a couple years younger than I am now. And the woman is jeans, button shirt, not tucked in, long sleeves rolled up. Okay, like she's got done cleaning the house. Who are you? I'm her. No, you're not. You've got a lot to learn. She brings her back to the magical portal. Brings her to the studio. They didn't have a lot of Photoshop back in the 1990s, but they did have airbrushing. Airbrushing is when I took my high school graduation picture in September of 1999. I had a zit this big on my forehead. Okay, and they just airbrushed it out. Okay, and the woman shows her, this is the makeup chair. You sit in the makeup chair, you go the makeup done, all the hair done, all this. Okay, and then you go to the studio and the lighting and the camera angles and the airbrush, all this other bullshit, blah blah blah. And then I look perfect. Okay, it's all an act. So don't, because a lot of girls when they were 8, 9 years old back in the 90s thought that they were gonna, like, oh, well, how the fuck do I not look like that? Okay, that's how you know. And there was a TLC video, Unpretty. TLC was the trio, the rap trio. They're gone now because Lisa Lopez died in a car accident, God rest her soul, and they discontinued the group. And the Feel Unpretty was about women mostly that were uncomfortable with themselves, and by the end of the video they realized, hey, let's be proud of ourselves, okay? And that was it. Now, one extreme example of not being proud of yourself is Michael Jackson. And I tell a lot of young people that like Michael Jackson music, young guys that get into dancing and singing and all of this shit, and I say, listen, I pray to God you have his talent and his success, but I pray to God you don't have his problems. And I've had young kids ask me, what do you mean problems? I was like, fucking really? Okay, Michael Jackson was a black man. That's how God made him. Okay, he had a big nose. Black guys have bigger noses than white guys, okay? And he wanted to get plastic surgery. But a plastic surgeon looked at his photographs while he was still alive, by the way. And the plastic surgeon was not his plastic surgeon, no. But the plastic surgeon looked at his photographs of the time and said, yeah, he had 50 face jobs. 50, at least 50. And that didn't include other shit, okay? Michael Jackson dyed his skin. He didn't have vitiligo or whatever the fuck it is, okay? There's a skin disease called vitiligo. It's more noticeable in black guys than white guys, okay? Now you have skin. You have a little patch here that turns white. then a little patch here that turns white, then a little patch here that turns white, then a little patch here that turns white. Okay, it doesn't kill you, thank God, but I mean, I've seen guys walking around with vitiligo, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and they look like human Dalmatians. Because some guys are all white, some guys are all black. If your parents are half white and half black, you have a little brownish tone to you, okay? Because you're getting, okay? These guys that have this vitiligo shit, okay, they are literally black with white spots. Okay, and that's just the disease. Okay, now Michael Jackson's disease, he was all black. Then his entire body went a little shade lighter. Then his entire body went a little shade lighter. Then his entire body went a little shade lighter. Then his entire body went a little shade lighter until he is literally whiter than a fucking cloud. Okay, a cloud. I'm not even joking about a cloud. Okay. Then the facelifts, all this other bullshit, and his fucking nose fell off. Okay, and then he got into drugs. Like his fucking mind into drugs. And what happened was, at the end of his life, he was a fucking stone cold drug addict. Okay, he wasn't happy being the greatest dancer, the greatest singer. He wasn't happy being that shit, and he destroyed his body. He paid a doctor to live in his house and pump him full of propofol. Now, when you go to the doctor to have surgery, the anesthesiologist gives you Demerol. Okay, and I've had a couple of surgeries. When you get a shot of Demerol, okay, you literally feel like you're slowly leaving your body. The anesthesiologist pumps you full of Demerol, and in 3 seconds you feel like your soul leaving your body, and you wake up in the recovery room an hour and a half later. Okay, this medication was more powerful than Demerol, and Demerol solves all the problems. Okay, 99% of the time you go to the doctor and say, I have surgery, Demerol. Okay, this is more powerful than that, and he wasn't having it for surgery; he was having it for regular sleep, and every fucking day being pumped with the shit, and he ended up dying. Okay, perfect example of a guy that had everything in the world. He rejected his own body, he rejected his own skin color, and look what fucking happened to him. Okay, people that reject themselves have a lot of problems. Another example is his father-in-law, Elvis Presley, a tremendous singer, tremendously talented singer. He has more followers and fans now than when he was actually alive. Elvis ate like a fucking pig, okay, and by the time he was 48 years old, he was bloated. He was on more medication than shit. He used to go to the doctor and say, give me this. Give me 35 pills of that. Give me 75 pills of that. He wrote his own prescription for the doctor, and the doctor signed it for him. I need this. I need that. And what happens then? He fucking dies. Now, people have to be comfortable with their body and with their changes. And this pediatrician says 95% of people, once they get past puberty, accept their God-given body. And she believes that this is the doctor talking. A doctor who specializes in children, and a doctor who is the head doctor of that pediatrician's association. She said that gender is hardwired and you can't unwire, you can't change it fully. And she was talking about kids getting chemically castrated, basically, because you have kids that get medication at 13 years old to suppress, if it's a girl, suppress the period. And I saw a girl on a talk show years ago. She was 13 years old. She wanted to be a boy, and she was suppressing her period. That is a form of chemical castration. That's what the doctor said. And over time, as you reach adulthood, this fucks your body up big time. And young kids, and this doctor has seen kids as young as 9. She didn't do it herself, but she's seen kids in studies as young as 9 that are on these fucking medications. And she said, when you go from these medications that sterilize you chemically, okay, they stop your puberty, they stop your menstrual cycle, and then you go to the sex change hormones right after that, your body is fucked up. Your mind too. Okay? And she also talked about kids between 3 and 10 years old that engage in magical thinking. And they can't tell reality from fantasy. Don't forget, there was a time when I believed that there was a fat man living in the North Pole that would come down here as Earth and give all of us gifts every Christmas. I believe that. I believe that I would go to bed and put my old baby tooth under the pillow and the tooth fairy will come and give me $1. I believe that. Okay? Kids believe they can go and do time travel. Kids believe they can go fucking fly to Neverland. Okay? Kids at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they engage in fantasy. And there is no fucking way in hell that these kids can make the decision to change their bodies at that age. I'll give you another example of my family. My older niece, okay? When she was 13, she was noticing her woman problems, her menstrual cycle. And I know because my sister called my mother to talk about it with her. And I would go over the house a couple times, like weekends, to visit with my sister's family. And my niece would be sleeping, or she would be on the couch with a blanket over, curled up because she had a stomach ache. She had a lot of problems because she was having a hard time accepting now I'm a woman and I have to go through this shit every month. And the punchline was, you know, you are a woman and you have to accept it. That's it. And she eventually did and became comfortable with it. We had a boy on my mother's side of the family. We were sure he was going to be gay when we were kids. Like he's going to be fucking gay. He ended up being straight. Okay? His first cousin was a tomboy. Ended up being a lesbian. That's it. Okay? And, see, we have age limits on things for certain reasons, okay? 21 years old. You can't drink alcohol in America until you're 21. And 10 years ago, when I was 25, some of my friends looked back on it and said, man, shit, they should raise the drinking age. 21 is too young. Okay? Your brain stops developing at 25 years old. That means from birth to 25 years old, you are not the full person you need to be in your brain. That's why when you're 26, 27, 30, 40, you look back when you were 16, 17, I got drunk, I walked on my underwear, you know, I ran across the fucking lawn naked in the winter time, okay? And you're like, why the fuck did I do that? Because your brain was not developed. And the part of your brain that finished developing last is the part of the brain that realizes, hey, I'm going to face the consequences for this shit. This is what the consequence is going to be if I punch my mother in the face. This is the consequence if I get drunk. This is the consequence if I do drugs. This is the consequence if I take a dump in the middle of the street in broad daylight. Okay? These are the consequences I face. Okay? So, if you need to be 25 years old for your brain to stop developing, why the fuck are you taking medication to alter your gender at 9? And then you may have a kid that might be 9 years old, and he might be altering his gender to be a girl, and then he gets older and he's like, wait a minute, I want to be a boy again. What the fuck? Too late now? Because the change is reversible. Tattoos, okay? Now the tattoo shop I got one tattoo. The second tattoo was a tattoo shop I got because my friend was friends with the artist. The other two I got, the first one and the third one, were at the major tattoo shop in Westchester County. The gentleman founded a tattoo shop in like the 70s, and then he expanded his business to other cities around Westchester County and New York City and other areas, and he passed away several years ago, but his sons run the business in his name now. I had a girl I went to high school with. She was a year younger than me. Her brother is a year older than me. He's my sergeant. Okay? She had a tattoo before I did. I'm a senior, she's a junior, she got a tattoo. Flower on her back, rose on her back. How'd you get it? My mom signed a consent form. When I went to my shop to get my first tattoo when I was 18, the clerk said we don't do that here. I was 18 anyway, but the clerk said we don't do that here. No parental signatures here. Okay? And he said, there's one shop we know of might be closed down because of that. Okay? Some tattoo shops will allow you to have a tattoo at 17 if your mom and dad sign off on it. But most will say, no, fuck you. You're going to be 18. Okay? Because getting a tattoo is ink on your body. And it's, quote, permanent. Okay? And it requires needles. Okay? It requires sanitation. Okay, it requires a couple of dollars being laid out. And they don't want young kids to be drawing on their bodies and having needles put in them without their parent, without being an adult. Okay? And this tattoo shop has an absolute strict policy. Even if the tattoo shop down the block will say, okay, 17 was your parents' signature, they will not touch you until you're 18. Now, everything can be reversed mostly. Okay? You can get a tattoo, and it is not permanent anymore. Because if you have a small tattoo that you don't like, you can get it covered up, which means the artist will do another tattoo over that one in more detail to hide the old one. And if you look up cover-up tattoos online, they look freaking great. Your ex-girlfriend's name here, you got some ugly piece of shit that guy drew on it, okay? Or if you really want to go all the way, you can have a laser. Now, a friend of my father's who passed away over 16 years ago, he would have been 82, 83 today if he was still alive. He had snakes running down his back, running down his arms. And I'm 10, 11, 12 looking at him like, Monk, and it was Monk. Monk. You ever thought about getting those removed? He said, it cost $100 a square inch. That's back then. I don't know what it is today. They have to go to a technician, and the technician has to shock and burn your body to break up the ink. And it takes several shots, and it's unbearably painful. And also the money. But it can be done. It can be done. Religion. You might be raised in your parents' religion. Most people are raised with their parents' religion. Some people get older and realize, hey, I want to be a different religion. Okay? I was at a baptismal one time, not my family, but for a family member of mine at one of their churches, and the priest said, you're always a Christian. You can go away and become a Jew, become another whatever hell you want to be, but you can come back and become a Christian again. Or you already have the sacraments. All you gotta do is come back and say, I want to be Christian again. Be a Christian again. Boom. Okay? So you can change religion at will. Okay? You can change belief system. You can change haircut. You can change clothing. Okay? You can change careers. Okay? But this shit cannot be reversed. Now, my favorite birthday twin. Okay? Shannon Miller. Okay? I came to know her because she was my favorite gymnast's biggest competitor. And the competition was only on the floor. When they got off the floor, they were always friends. They always hugged and kissed. They keep in touch today. They were filming Family Feud when I got her book in the mail. Okay, they fight over me today a little bit when they get a chance to fight over me, but yeah, they'll lose it, take me home. But she was a perfectionist. In fact, her novel is not her autobiography is not about perfect. She was a little girl in the gym, and she was a fanatic. I have to be the best. I have to do this. And a lot of little girls doing, look at me, I'm a gymnast. Okay? She was like, look at me. What did I do wrong? Correct me now. I need correction now. Okay? She was a fanatic. Absolute fanatic. She would argue with her coach. What did I do wrong? Show me how. The coach would her would get in arguments, okay? He told her to sit in the lobby. When she got older, she got her own car. She would say, fuck you and drive home. Okay? She allowed perfection and obsession to dominate her life. Then when she got older, she got married. The entire Magnificent Seven is in her bridal party, including my friend. Then she got divorced. That's their business. She met another guy that she was more comfortable with. They had a son. She wanted another baby. Ovarian cancer. Okay? Now it's not about, I want to be the perfect little princess. Now it's about, I gotta fucking survive. I can't have my child raised without a mother. I gotta survive. And I want to have another child also. Okay? What is perfect for her? Well, she had to go through, she did a head, she had her own head because she didn't want the chemo to do it for her. Okay? She had to go through surgery. She had to go through chemo. She was so sick she couldn't walk. 2 people were falling down. Okay, she couldn't keep water down. She would puke all over the fucking place. Okay, and she overcame it. And she has one ovary today, one ovary, one fallopian tube, and she conceived a beautiful baby girl with that. Okay, and she was one time showing an ovarian surgical scar. It wasn't her. It was like a stock photo or some shit. And I said, Shannon, I forget the exact wording I used. I said, Shannon, I have no idea what your scar looks like, and you're under no obligation to tell me, to show me. But every time you look at your scar, I want you to remember how great of a woman you are. And let it be a symbol of how far you went for your daughter. Okay? Because she needed to survive ovarian cancer, lose an ovary, lose a fallopian tube, have a nasty ass scar in its place, okay? Photos of her all over the internet, balls of cucumber. Okay? That was her passage to have a daughter. Okay? And personally, since I read her book, my own mother stopped bragging about being laid with me for 36 hours. Okay? That is what she went through for her child. Okay? It's not about being perfect, not about looking perfect, it's about surviving. Okay? And today she's 40 years old, one fallopian tube, one ovary, an ugly ass scar, but she's alive. And she is more perfect to me than she was before. Because now she's gone through the unbelievable conflict and she survived and she is who she is. She's no longer the perfect little princess that wants to be the best. She's now a great woman who survived a great ordeal. Okay, that's who she is. And that's who God made her. And nothing wrong with that at all. The gays, okay? LGBT. Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, okay? The trans, because they're linked with the gays and the bis, the transes should start talking to the gays a little more often, okay? Because let me tell you something about the gays, okay? The gays are proud of who the fuck they are, okay? Some gay guys like, I'm gay, I have a boyfriend, okay, whatever, big deal, okay? But I've seen gays that are fucking loud, okay? I went to high school with, the class I had, maybe class had a couple twins. The class ahead of me had 5 twins in it. Okay? One set of twins, they couldn't tell themselves apart. One was in auto mechanics, one was in culinary arts. The guy in culinary arts, I was on Facebook maybe 7 years ago, and I'm scrolling, and it's like me at the pride parade. I'm like, what kind of pride? Oh, that kind of pride. Okay? They were loud as fuck, okay? The gays are dancing, they're singing, they're wearing fucking rainbow colored clothes, okay? The gays come out to their parents, they say, I'm gay, I like men, or I'm a lesbian, I like women. Okay, let me tell you something about the gays, okay? They are proud of who the fuck they are. Okay, Hitler used to make gays walk around in public with a pink triangle on. The gays today walk around with the pink triangle in public all the time. Okay, they are proud of who they are. You might call them weird, you might call them derogatory names, but they're proud of themselves. Give them that. They're comfortable in their bodies. They're gay and they're proud. And you know what? That's fine. You want to be like that, be like that. If that's how your wiring works, then fine. You're happy with yourself, that's great, okay? I mean, all credit to them. That's great. They're good, okay? Now, me personally, I think the transgenders, I think that when someone is transgender, first of all, parents should never, ever, 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 ever tell their kids, you can choose your gender. Gender is fluid. Gender is not settled science. No. There's an idiot up in Canada, had a baby. He didn't want to have the baby's gender on the birth certificate. He said, well, I don't want to assume the gender of the baby. I want the baby to choose their own gender. Okay? That sets the kid up for this shit. Okay? If your kid comes to you and says that I am transgender, I want to be the opposite sex, okay, let them bring it up to you. And my advice to you is to take them for professional counseling immediately. Okay? They need a professional psychologist to talk to them. Okay, once a week, sit down with them and discuss what goes on. Okay? When the kid is past puberty and he or she still wants to do it, they're 18 or they're 21 or 25 or they've developed entirely, then let them go with it. Okay? But you gotta sit down with them, you gotta tell them, listen, this is irreversible. You can't laser it off. Okay? You can't convert it, you can't change it. Once you go there, there's no going back. And you can tell that a transgender person is not. You can tell the change was unnatural. Bruce Jenner, okay, he can call himself Caitlyn all he wants. He can have all the surgery which he did, including that surgery, okay. But you can tell that he is a guy underneath there, okay. You can tell. You can tell they were once the opposite gender. They once a. You can tell, and you gotta tell them the transition is not natural. It will always be obvious that you changed. You will not have children. And you guys that get married, have kids, and then do this shit, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And the body is going to have a ton of problems, ton of work done, chemical problems, chemical medications, physical surgeries, okay? And it's going to wreak a hard toll on your body. And I don't know, the guys that are 18, 19 now getting the sex change operations, are they going to live to be 90? I don't know. Okay? We haven't reached the point where, you know, the surgeries have not been around long enough where we can see guys in their 80s and 90s having the surgery done. Okay? So the guys that are 20-something now, 30-something now getting the surgery done, okay, the chemicals done, we won't know how far they're going to go. And there are a lot of side effects. Okay? Including, okay, all these fucking problems in the brain. Okay? And then do it, okay? But it has to be a last resort. Okay? And they have to understand what's going on. It has to be a last resort, and they have to understand what the problems are and how it's going to end up. Thank you, goodbye.